Alright, Crash of the Titans. Got Doctor Strange here. This version of Doctor Strange is the 5-star version, so he's a little bit different than the 3-star version. Mainly with his purple and his blue ability. I mean, purple and yellow abilities. Blue is still the same. Make a 3-turn countdown tile. Drain. Drain AP from whatever target, whatever color you select, and also costs 9 in blue. Excuse me. I have Agamotto. Cost 11 creates a Eye of Agamotto tile that can't be matched away or moved, but it can be destroyed by any sort of board destruction, targeted board destruction, non-targeted board destruction, whatever. Also costs 11, but at the start of each turn, as long as the Eye of Agamotto exists, it'll create it'll destroy strike, attack, and protect tiles on the board, and I think it gains AP too. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. No one uses the yellow purple ability. The yellow ability for any default team is the same but different. Um, the passive portion about firing off a power, doing damage, yeah, that's still the same. But the active portion, it costs 14, and you deal target damage. But Doctor Strange doesn't heal the enemy team. I mean the ally team. So yeah, this Doctor Strange here is a worse version than the 3-star version, and you would think that the 5-star version would be better than the three, but this is not one of those cases. Here against another team that's steeped in mysticism, Cloak and Dagger. Um, I have them at 5-5-3. Uh, Light Knives is a 8 AP yellow power where as long as there are no enemy strike, attack, or protect tiles on the board, it'll do damage to the entire team. But if there is a strike, protect, or attack tile on the board, it'll remove some number of them and it deals target damage. Um, the black ability uh, creates black tiles on the board if there's some number that don't exist. If there is at least I think it's 6 or 8, whatever the case might be, whatever the threshold is. If there's at least that many black tiles on the board, then you create a red attack tile at the start of each turn. So if you get enough black attack tiles on the board, you can do some passive damage that way. And then their purple ability, which is their switching power called Pocket Dimension. It'll have it'll put Dagger out in front. It costs 6 purple AP, but if you have enough black tiles on the board, it makes the power 3 AP. Alright, so it'll switch, it'll do damage to the target, and then puts a Dagger out in front, and then you have another set of powers. Um, the Dagger's out in front. She can heal the team with her yellow ability. Um, their black ability will be called Darkness Hungers, which costs 8. It creates a. Is it 8 or is it 10? Let me see what Darkness Hungers is. Is 8. Okay. Darkness Hungers. It'll create a countdown tile on the board, a fortified countdown tile on the board that lasts 7 turns. Um, Reducing all the enemy's powers down to 1. So instead of Doctor Strange being 5-3-5, he'll be like a 1-1-1, uh, and all of his abilities will be pretty much nullified. And then the other version of Pocket Dimension, you need more yellow tiles on the board in order to to flop back to Cloak. Alright. Again, it's not really that complicated of a team. It sounds complicated, but trust me, it's not. Um, the main thing you want to do, you want to boost yellow, boost purple. If you're playing this here as a low level Cloak and Dagger, and then also too, you want to time when it is that you want to when you want to heal with Dagger. You don't want to use the Pocket Dimension, and then you know it it takes more AP. I mean not AP, but you take more damage from switching to it, and it downs you from Flame to the Fall team. I know it's a weird convoluted way of saying be mindful of your health. Here pretty much going no boost. Main thing you want to do, you want to deny blue and to a degree yellow. Purple, hey, Doctor Strange can have as much purple as he wants to. By the time he gets ready to fire off Eye of Agamotto, he should be dead. That's how we're getting a good amount of damage up on him. Almost 1300 a turn. At least at this level here. We'll make this match, make the sacrifice play. And I think the good doctor will be down to this turn here, because light knives, yeah, that'll do 65. So let's do the 65 then, or 60, 64, 85. And sure, I'll take the Eye of Agamotto team up, whatever, cool. Alright, we'll look at the, I should have just hit in the roster real quick, and then just, whatever. Making things a lot convoluted than what it needs to be. As you saw in the fight, yeah, Cloak and Dagger can ramp up damage pretty quickly, especially with the Child of Darkness. Light knives, I actually do like this ability here. You know, enemy, if you're facing off against a team that has special tiles, this is one way to get rid of these special tiles. But again, with how Marvel Puzzle Quest is now, with Polaris, now with Morbius, or whatever, you kind of don't want to. It's like an ability like this here, it'll work, but you have characters that can get rid of special tiles without firing off powers. Now, when they were released, light knives is probably one of the more reliable ways to get rid of enemy special tiles, or strike attack and protect tiles on the board. And I know I used the blanket term enemy special tiles. And I gotta be better at referring to which ones I'm talking about in the future. So, gotta forgive me there. But yeah, like I said, light knives is good. I know when it gets to level 370, it'll probably be like 7,000 damage, 7,500, something along there. If my scaling numbers are right. And then if Cloak and Dagger are their roles are reversed, where Cloak is in the background and Dagger's out in front. The power becomes Child of Light. That's when you fire off Pocket Dimension. I probably should do Pocket Dimension first and then explain the powers. So here, as long as there's at least 9 yellow tiles on the board, they get a true heal. If not, convert, basic tiles on the board to yellow. Like them and Kingpin are like the only two characters that I can think of in the game. Oh, Elsa Bloodstone as well. That they can actively make yellow, either in the Kingpin's case, it's having yellow AP on your character, in terms of destroying enemy AP, or in Cloak and Dagger and Elsa Bloodstone's case, it's actually making yellow tiles on the board. Again, True Heal, always awesome. Don't have to use health packs with them. You can, you get enough purple. You can, flip flop and then let them heal off. I think I'm gonna skip the Pocket Dimension next and then deal with Child of Darkness. So both powers are the exact same, but you have to have a minimum of 10 black tiles if you want to put Dagger out in front, and you have to have at least 10 yellow tiles if you want to put Cloak out in front. All right, and also, again, deals damage, and the 3 less AP. If you have the required number of tiles on the board, and then here at level 5 is just more damage. Leave it at 3 because again, the one less yellow tile, one less black tile that you need to switch isn't going to be the end all be all. Extra damage not really necessary because the black ability, Child of Darkness, is just too good to have. A 446 basic red tile as opposed to half that, almost half that, not exactly half. So why not have a little bit stronger of an attack tile on the board? And the same thing with Darkness Hungers. 5-turn black countdown tile, which that can be destroyed, especially if you pocketed Dimension back to Cloak. This tile here becomes exposed, and then they lose only 3 levels in the powers. Or would you rather them to lose 4 levels in the powers, 7-turn countdown tile, and then you can lay waste to them? It's like, if you want to think about the Darkness Hungers, think this is a reverse Black Bolt power. Instead of giving one ally all their powers completely maxed out at a 5/5/5, it's like, hey, I'm gonna put you at a 1/1/1. The more advanced version of this here would be 5-star Scarlet Witch's Debilitating Hex. Is that her her blue power, Debilitating Hex? Yeah. So where it just drops you down to 1/1/1, and then you get more damage dealt to you, and you can keep the countdown tile on the board persistent as long as you match yellow I mean, not yellow, purple, blue, or green. Now, as far as like teammates, you could use Cloak and Dagger with. The first one that comes into mind with me is Domino, wherever she's at. Domino, Domino has uses green, which gets rid of some of the unnecessary tiles that's on the board. Um, you know, green. Like if you don't need blue on the board, you don't need um, whatever else colors you might not need. Well, that's where Enter the Fray is. It's like pop the board, get a little board shape. Her black ability adds more black tiles on the board. Cloak and Dagger kind of wants black, either for the attack tiles or for when they flip flop into Darkness Hungers. And they knock them down. Hey, gets rid of half of the black tiles on the board and then deals damage. So that's a win-win-win. Though you do want to be mindful of not making too many red matches to where Domino is not giving is not putting, well, you're not having enough red on the board to keep the attack tiles on the board consistently. And so again, that's the thing. Queen Medusa, because hey, attack tiles, well, strike, attack, and protect tiles. She makes attack tiles. Cloak and Dagger makes attack tiles. If they happen to get matched away, Medusa can heal the team. And then also too, her purple can be used once you get Cloak and Dagger to a healing state, or well, once you flip flop Cloak and Dagger to their to the other pocket dimension, you can use Medusa's purple to heal, or I should say swap the tiles on the board, and have a little success that way. Polaris is obvious because strike, attack, and protect tiles plus Polaris equals insanity. So Cloak and Dagger, Polaris, and Medusa, get the three of them together, and it's like, okay, they can heal, she can burst heal, she can stun. Yes, sure, you're not gonna have a real outlet for green, but at this point in time here, it's like, well, who really cares? I'm trying to think here, like who else with special tiles? Oh, like if you have Captain Marvel team paired up with Medusa and Cloak and Dagger, now you can make those attack tiles a little bit stronger because Medusa's countdown tile. Carol loves countdown tiles, especially when they're down to 0. She strengthens up strike, attack, and protect tiles. Cloak and Dagger happens to make attack tiles. Carol can make strike tiles. See where I'm going with this? It's an effective team. Though again, you have to deal with Polaris and her stunning issues. So, who else did they used to use Cloak and Dagger with? Like I didn't have like a lore team. Like I guess if you were in between transition of 3-star to 4-star land, you could pair Cloak and Dagger with 3-star Scarlet Witch. 3-star Scarlet Witch, her blue can create purple, which can help you um, pocket dimension little bit easier. So, you know, that's an option. And Cloak and Dagger should, from for the most part, be able to tank for Scarlet Witch, provided they have enough levels of separation. Vulture, yeah, like he like who outside of Domino, like the next best black generators in the game are Cloak and Dagger. Use Cloak and Dagger to tank for Vulture because well, Vulture's strongest color happens to be black. If you have enough levels with your Cloak and Dagger to help buffer Vulture to when you get the black, and then when you get enough black to get started, you know, you can flip flop, heal, and I think to say the team will be more or less invulnerable, but you know you stand a good chance of surviving. Let me see here. Who else? Who else? Who else you could hypothetically pair them up with? Not necessarily any like Spider-Man 2099. Like even though yeah he's a hero, you make matches with his primary colors, blue, yellow, and black. If you can make black with Cloak and Dagger, they kind of want black for Darkness Hungers, uh, yellow. That you know in a way that actually could work. You just need you just need like someone like either I'm not gonna say Silk because that's kind of redundant there because Silk wants to heal, but Spider-Man 2099 kind of wants to use the uprising ability. Maybe either Spider Gwen or Spider Gwen if you want to heal the entire team, or Miles if you just want to go and shut the enemy team down. I guess. But I mean that's an option. And I think that's it at least with 4-star characters. 3-star characters, Iron Fist. The Iron Fist and Luke Cage because Iron Fist wants to get his black as quick as possible so he can punch people in the face with his purple. In the case of Luke Cage, okay, Luke kind of wants Black to stun his opponents for a turn with the jab cross. So again, that's an option. Other person I was thinking of is Cyclops with his Black, because his Black costs 13. Well, Cloak and Dagger can mitigate those costs a little bit, you know, generating Black each turn, or whatever the case might be. And if you need extra red, well, Cyclops can do it with his yellow ability, or if you just need to do team damage and remove special tile, that's an option there too. Let me see here. Is there anybody else really in 3-star land that can benefit from? Well, Black Panther as well, because his Black ability costs 12. You know, Black Panther, his Black plus Cloak and Dagger, and their yellow. That might be able to actually take out a few folks. In 5-star land, you're probably really not going to use Cloak and Dagger, if I'm being honest. I mean, sure, maybe pair him up with God Emperor Doom, but again, Doom will be doing almost all of the tanking. Apocalypse, same way, be able to get his black off a little bit quicker, but again, he'll be doing all the tanking, and Cloak and Dagger will just be there. It's like, oh hey, Apocalypse, what do you need? Do you need black or do you need yellow? And for like if you have a better option with Scarlet Witch, whose purple can give you the color that you need, provided that you don't, then you have more than enough team of tiles on the board, or you're lacking the colors that you need. And yeah, that is really it as far as teams go. Maybe a storm. Is a and again, I'm just using this here really as a pick two situation, or maybe sometimes in pick three, but more often than not, in certain PvP events, you're gonna be locked to the main character, and then you're gonna, you need two characters to surround the main character or the featured character. And in most PvPs, is like, at least in 5-star land, it's like this. You're really just a meat sponge. Oh, the last thing I forgot to do with Cloak and Dagger was to mention their team affiliations, which is Heroes and Team Cap. So, I mean, I guess you could use them with First Adventure Cap, I guess. But I mean, so, but I really wouldn't. So next up, we got the final, the day 3 and day 4 of Welcome to Shield, because I didn't record day 3, and then after we do that, we'll be looking a little bit into Spider-Man and Sinister Six. So we'll take a brief intermission, get everything uploaded, and catch you guys in a bit.